Welcome to another edition of Ask the AD with Weber State Athletic Director Jerry Bovee. I'm Paul Grua. Jerry, it's February now, another month, and the season continued to go on. So much excitement going on this time of year here at Weber State.
Yeah, we're in the middle of basketball right now, and softball's getting ready to start here soon. Indoor track's fully underway, so things are hopping, always.
So we want to talk about a lot of those things. We start with football. Just last week, of course, had signing day. The Wildcats added 26 with 15 from Utah, several from Idaho, and other places around as well. Another big class. Coach Hill called it his best class since he's been here, and he just seems to continue to get those quality young players coming in.
Yeah, I think after a few years you kind of start to settle in on what the landscape is. I mean, it's even though he has been the recruiting coordinator at Utah when he was there for many years, it's still a little bit of a pivot when you change directions, and I think he's really settled into what kind of kid he's looking for, and the nice balance between in-state, out-of-state. A lot of Idaho kids coming our way because of our ties there. Yeah. So I really feel I can see his excitement. I mean, coaches are always excited at signing day because of the opportunities. You know, hope springs eternal. And as we know, as we look back at rosters throughout time, you know, signing day you bring in a lot of kids and you hope they'll all pan out, but a lot of things happen in our sport.
It does.
We're hoping for the best and feel good about the type of profile of the athlete we've brought in.
A couple other news on football just announced this week is two new coaches added to the coaching staff. Grant Duff, who's been director of operations for 3 years, now will be coaching the outside linebackers. And a former Wildcat great, a Hall of Famer, and an All-American, Al Papunu, now will coach tight ends coming from Idaho. Big get for Al, a former Wildcat great.
I know, I'm excited about that. I'm excited for Grant, been able to work with him on the operations side, and that's a tough job, as you know, taking care of all the logistics of football and how that works within the program, and this will be an exciting thing for him. And then having Al Papunu come in, a former athlete, former NFL player, knows the landscape really well, has a great love for Weber State. I talked with him yesterday as he got into town, and he was amazed at our facilities and the things that have changed since he was last here.
Absolutely.
So really excited about that. I think our fans are going to be really excited. I have a few former players that I live near that are good friends with Al, and they're going to be ecstatic to have him back in the family.
He was with Jamie Martin that year. Martin won the Walter Payton Award and actually set an FCS record at the time for the most receptions as a tight end. So, and then had 9 years in the NFL, including played in the Super Bowl with the Chargers. So
yeah, I'm really happy from Jay's perspective of what kind of coach he's brought into the system and how involved he is. You know, I think sometimes we can take it for granted that a head coach is that involved from top to bottom on how they build a staff and the culture they set up in their room. And you know, we have a lot of our coaches that talk culture all the time and the importance of doing it their way. And Jay has definitely followed that script to bring in the kind of people that mesh with him. Right. There's a lot of trust there, and they're going to be great.
Absolutely. Now, as we sit here, we're about a month away from the Road to Reno, the Big Sky basketball men's and women's tournaments in Reno, March 6th through 11th. Tickets available at roadtoreno.com. You can go through the Weber State link and get your hotel reservations and tickets for that. Basketball teams both winding down. The men's team in first place. Jeremy Senglin setting all kinds of records, and the team is actually leading the nation in three-point percentage. Been a fun year to watch the Wildcats basketball team. Another great year as they prepare for Reno.
Yeah, last weekend was an exciting weekend at home for the men, and it's, you know, we've seen that three-point field goal percentage just continue to climb. I think going into the game we were fourth or so in the country, and now we're right there. And then Jeremy continues to be amazing in his three-point shooting as well. So I think you can see some trends with the way that we coach. Randy's really gotten into the logistics side of the sports, and I don't know, the kind of the money ball approach with what best fits our team, and it's been fun to see that all enter into how we do things too. And you know, we try to keep our opponents off the 3-point line, and we try to hit. That's a big part of our game. So fun to watch, for sure.
Well, we've talked a lot about the Reno on this Ask the AD, but again, fans can visit the roadtoreno.com and through WeberStateSports.com to get those tickets.
Yeah, it's really easy to do. You and I got in there the other day to test drive that, and you go into roadtoreno.com, you click Weber State, and you can order your rooms there. You can actually contact our ticket office to get your tickets. We have a limited number of tickets at $80 as kind of a pre-sale, and then tickets will go to $100 on the men's side. So we'd encourage our fans to come out and have some fun with us in Reno for a few days.
Absolutely. We enjoyed it last year, and I think fans will enjoy it if they get out there as well this year. We also want to talk a little bit about the ever-changing technology world that we all know that we exist in, and especially impacts the media side. It's not the same as it used to be. There's no question about that. And we've been discussing a little bit about how fans consume information, how that impacts our games, and how we can interact with our fans more from social media to traditional media as well.
Yeah, it has changed, and we've got to continue to stay innovative, especially at a place like Weber State with the resources. We've got to look at our resource base and really use those resources as best we can to get our message out there. And over the last few years, we've shifted a lot of the information that we feed to our fans that we've done ourselves. Mm-hmm. The media still has a role there and gives a perspective that I think is really important, but we need to be the source of all information for our fan base. And so how the website flows and the ease of navigation and being able to use it cross-platform on phones or tablets or whatever, and we're really excited about some things that we'll be dealing with in the near future as we shift our website again.
Changing our site look,
We want our fans' input there and hope that we'll be able to use social media as a way for them to tell us kind of what you're looking for. We also want to talk to our fan base about how they consume Weber State athletics and what we can do to further connect in the right way to give them exactly what they're looking for to stay in touch. So
no question.
Those things will be coming in the near future. We're excited about it.
Get that out. We have to adjust. 4 men's basketball games as we speak now. 4 men's basketball games remain at home this season. February 16th and 18th, and then the last 2 games will be March 2nd and March 4th. And when Montana State come to town, big weekend there. Always with the Montana schools, the final games for seniors and all that stuff. But it's also going to be something that Weber State Athletics is really going to push really hard, those last 2 games.
Yeah, we talked yesterday in our planning meeting for the upcoming month, and I challenged our staff to all get together and figure out ways that we can pack the house that last weekend. We have a great product. It's not an issue of our product, and those games will be against our traditional rivals in the conference with Montana and Montana State coming. Montana State's playing a lot better right now than when we played them a month ago in Bozeman, and so we're hoping through a lot of different ways to really fill the place up. The D Event Center holds 11,500 seats, and we'd like to fill it for those last 2 games and show the schools in our conference the leader, how the leader does it. And so we're going to ask our fan base to jump on board and come. And there'll be a lot of different ways to get tickets if you don't have them. Those that do have them, we want you to use them. And then we're going to appeal to our students to come out in force and really help us finish that season. That likely could be for a conference championship that weekend. We've got our final 4 home games on the men's side are really within the leaders of the conference. And then we've got some tough road games that we've got to finish out well to win this league. So we're hoping that we'll get support from our community.
We encourage our fans to be a part of that, and more information will be coming on that. One last thing before we go, news came out this last month about North Dakota leaving the Big Sky. There's been some discussion about that, how that impacts us, how that changes the future for the Big Sky.
I think all in all it's going to be a good thing for us. Look, I've enjoyed my interactions with my peers at North Dakota. I think they've added a lot. They were very good in football this year, at the top of the league. Basketball, very good right now.
And they have tremendous facilities as well. They really do.
It's a great fit in every way but geography. Yeah. And even for them too. I mean, for them to go 2 time zones to play conference games has really been a taxing thing on their budget. So they're in a situation now where they're looking at, do we have to cut sports? What are we going to do to get ourselves more in line with our mission? And it's a tough situation that Brian and his staff is in right now, the athletics director. So I think in the end it's going to be a good fit for them to be more geographically aligned with institutions that make sense for them. It's going to be better for the Big Sky. We will immediately save, I mean, I think in the hundreds of thousands of dollars in travel and expense that it's an expensive place for us to go.
Hard to get.
So we will, we'll have one more full season, and then they will leave in everything but football. Football will be a little bit clunky for people to understand for a while, but we need them as well to make that transition in football so we can maintain an 8-game schedule. Right. And then look to a 9-game schedule in the future as we have more balance. You can't have a 9-game schedule without an even number of teams playing. So
and people have asked about, does the Big Sky now expand? Obviously.
Yeah, I don't see expansion being unless a new institution can come in and add something to the revenue pool. It doesn't really make much sense to expand. Yeah. So we've got to look at our revenues as a conference and how that's going to fit. There's new revenue streams coming from the NCAA, values-based money that will come from the new TNT contract that will come to us based on academics, which is a completely new way to distribute money from the NCAA. And so there's a lot of things at play here as we go forward. I can see us taking a pause now, taking a deep breath, kind of surveying the landscape and continuing to figure out what footprint makes sense for the Big Sky.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for joining us, Jerry, again for another month. We look forward. Next time we talk to you, we'll probably be in Reno in early March.
We'll do it.
We'll
be there.
To that. Again, fans, join us for these last few home games for the men's and women's teams. More information will be coming out on those. Visit WeberStateSports.com for all the information and follow us on social media as well. Go Wildcats.